Jacksonville.
I mean, everybody wants to get double-digit sacks, but for me, I just want to be a total, complete football player. I want to be able to stop the run because we can't rush the pass without stopping the run. And once we do that, then that allows us out of the quarterbacks. But I mean, like I said, I just want to come out here and be the best overall player that I can be every day.
Play fake again. Flacco gets hit this time, and he's going to get sacked. Trayvon Walker got him in the backfield. Second sack of the day for Trayvon. He got him back at the 46-yard line.
I feel like, the sky's the limit for me. I'm just scratching the surface of my potential. And I'm just, me being on the field is what's going to allow me to reach my potential. So that's my focus.
Mills pass is intercepted. It's Tyson Campbell with his second interception of the season.
What up, y'all? It's DeJuan Smoot. I'm back. Smoot Gang is back. What up, Jags fans? Let's get it. Hey, get a Duval on 1, 2, 3. Duval! Let's go.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and Dylan Denmark.
All right, welcome in, everybody. Happy Friday to you. Tommy Mack is in the house. Tony Smith is along. Dylan Denmark is here. We can't shake him, Tony. We keep trying to, but he keeps showing up every single day. I am Mike Dempsey. Welcome to Jaguars Today. Happy Friday to you all. Tom, how was your week? How are things?
Great week, man. Great week. Went out to practice a couple times.
Yeah.
That was fun, watching the OTAs, and a lot of rehearsing for the big weekend this weekend in the Nancy Dance Studios.
The big show?
Sunday's the big show.
Okay.
Saturday's 2 baby shows, and today's a full day of rehearsals.
So what are the baby shows?
So baby shows are just smaller versions of the big show because there's so many students, like the little ones.
Got it.
They get their own special show.
Okay.
This year, though, they're doing a couple scenes of the ballet part, so I have to participate, as do the 7 other dads that are participating in the ballet portion.
So that takes you out of any potential golf foursome this year.
No golf for me. I did play in a tournament, though, the Hope Tournament, and it just more of the same.
Yeah?
Couple shots that were fun. Did you hear about my shot at the J Fund where I landed on 17 from 16?
You did tell us that one. You're hitting it from the 16th, from the bank, Tony, up there. Tony's played out there with at Sawgrass and know that second shot very well. And you're trying to really go left because all the trouble's right.
Yep.
Tom put it on the island in the middle of the lake on the right.
I did.
You put it on the grid. That's the amazing thing, that you could hit a bad shot.
Yep.
And you're probably hitting a kind of a screamer usually when you hit a bad shot.
No, right.
And the fact that it actually stayed on 17.
Yeah. No, it was nice. You know how I hit my.
So you hit a nice high with just a big slice.
You know how I slice.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm a slicer.
Whatever works. Tom, we appreciate you coming on Monday because I was able to go out just to OTAs for a few minutes in the morning. We got to be on the air, so I didn't really see anything. But I like to be out there, though. I like to just feel because I don't get many opportunities to do it.
Yep.
Minicamp next week is it, but you thought Trevor looked sharp on Monday. How did they wrap up OTAs overall for you yesterday?
From what I did have to leave a tiny bit early just to get to the horse's mouth filming, but I watched a good bit of practice. Look, they were good. Both sides of the ball made plays. I'll tell you what, the ball, and that goes for all the QBs, has not hit the ground much in the OTAs that I've watched. It seems to be, in the right spots on time. I saw where Liam is praising Trevor's footwork. Look, Trevor, he looks the same, like he's always looked in practice, but the ball's been placed in the right spots. Like, there hasn't been a route. And I haven't seen every single route.
Of course.
But there hasn't been a route where I'm like, oh, man, he missed that one. Or, oh, man, he overthrew that one. Or he put it in the wrong spot. Even the incompletions that I've seen, the DB makes a good play. Buster's made a couple of them. Buster Brown, you're like, well, it was a good throw. Wasn't a bad throw. It was just a great play by the defensive back. So I think overall, yesterday the defense caught up a little bit to the offense. I don't know if they were as sharp overall, but it was still a lot of good stuff. And I'm looking forward to, seeing the next step in the mini camp and progression from there.
Yeah, there is something it's a brand new install on both sides of the ball, right? New coordinators on both sides of the ball. Generally, when you've had a group on offense, if they've been in the same offense for several years, this time of year when they get on the field, you expect it to be real smooth operator, right? Like it's the ball's not ever supposed to hit the ground. So from that perspective, when you're out there watching, how do you think the install is going on both sides?
Well, it's going good, I think. And it's interesting because what Liam just said, I think yesterday, is like, look, I'm not looking for every pass to be perfect. I just want to know that he can run the system, like he knows the system. So that is a very important part of what they're doing. I think they're doing a lot. I'll be honest, and I was thinking back. Now, granted, it's different time, and by the way, they're not the only team that does it, nor the only regime that's done it here in Jacksonville. But during these OTAs, there seems to be, at least yesterday, a lot of teaching, a lot of walkthrough, not full speed, more half speed. I get it because it's new. I would imagine.
Half the roster is turned over.
Understood. We were always, it was always inside where you did all that. We had walkthroughs, but they weren't part of practice. So it's just interesting how you have limited time. And you really do have to install both sides of the ball. You have to figure out. I mean, look, they're moving the offensive line around like crazy.
Right.
I mean, they're trying
different
guys.
Combinations.
Yeah, all different type of. Cole Van Lanen, I haven't seen him at right tackle yet. He's been left tackle, backing up either Walker or
Careful
Fred.
now.
Huh?
Careful now.
Yeah. Oh, you can't say I got you. You just can't be that in depth.
Don't get too particular about where guys are lined up.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, they're just moving them all around and trying different spots.
I'm just trying to keep Jaguars Today in the good graces.
No problem. I don't mind
the machine, Tony.
Yeah.
Not the machine to grind us up and spit us out.
Yeah. Can I say I saw Mr. Weaver yesterday?
You may certainly say that.
That was awesome.
Yeah, Wayne Weaver,
Rain
legend.
And Ron, his brother. Paul Harden was out there. Skip, of course, keeping an eye on him. It was great. He's 90 years old now, Mr. Weaver.
I don't know if you can ever, if there's anything Shad Khan can do, and it's great what he's doing in getting the stadium initiative agreed to and all this stuff. But if Wayne didn't come first, none of it would have happened here. Ever.
I may not even be here.
You probably wouldn't be here. I mean, why would you have come to Jacksonville, Florida, right? You came because you had an opportunity with your college coach.
That's right.
Tom Coughlin.
That's right.
And but to have a team here, if that team had been somewhere else, maybe Coughlin would have been their coach. Maybe he wouldn't have been.
Maybe not.
Maybe you would have had a chance with another team. Maybe not.
Maybe
who knows?
not. Right.
But your life is completely different.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
Wayne, man. Line in the sand.
Yeah, he's
line in the sand. I'll take a team, but I'll only take a team in Duval.
That's right.
Gotta love that. So how'd he look?
He looked good.
Okay?
Yeah, I talked to him for a few minutes. He looked good.
I saw some photos of him out there talking to Liam Cohen and whatnot. And
Yeah, it was good for to see him out there for sure.
Yeah, it's nice to see, that he cares about. Obviously, he cares about the team that he once owned, and he always said made it a priority. If he ever sold the team, he wanted to find a buyer that would keep it
here,
Jacksonville.
That's right.
No, despite the doubters,
right.
It seems like, Tony, we're in pretty good shape on that front. At least until our careers are over with. Around
stadiums, does it all.
And everything going there. I mean, every time you go down there, there's more fencing. Yeah, which means they're expanding the footprint of what they're working on. I mean, it's a busy construction zone down there right now. So
absolutely
happy about that. Dylan Denmark.
Good
morning. What's
good
new?
Morning. I'm ready for this golf game on Sunday.
Are you?
That's all I care about.
Did you find the tempo yesterday? You're telling me at the range.
I was last night. Yeah, I get a little 30-minute session in. I told myself, don't crush the ball. Just try to hit it nice and smooth. So it was good.
Okay.
Now, that doesn't mean anything when we get there on Sunday, but it was a good day last night.
Yeah, because we're teammates, Dylan and I, on Sunday. So
you playing a little tourney?
And not just a little
skins game?
2v2 kind of action. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, that's that too much in detail.
Come on now.
I don't want to give it all away.
Look, I'm the one who's going to hear about it. You're not. I'm just trying to nip it in the bud a little bit ahead of time right now. Jeez, McManus. Come on. All right. Today, among other things, we're going to delve into what the season's going to be like for Travis Etienne, or at least what you think the season is going to be like for Travis Etienne. And today's Chad and Sandy Real Estate question of the day is a fill in the blank. Okay. By the end of the 2025 regular season, Jacksonville Jaguars running back Travis Etienne will be blank. And your options in today's poll are the Jaguars' leading rusher. In other words, he's going to be the star. He's going to be the guy. And this is presuming he stays healthy, right? We're going to presume good health for everybody here. By the end of the season, he'll be the backup to either Tootin or Bigsby. Okay, that's one of the possibilities. He'll be the third down back on this team. In other words, not like that second, give you a spell ball carrier, but just, your primary pass catcher. Or he's going to be on another team. Now, that doesn't mean they'll cut him before, or trade him in training camp. Could be something in the season. It could, whatever the case may be. Those are your options from the he's going to be the guy down to he's not even going to be around, and everything in between. So give us your feedback on that. We're already getting a lot on that. We'll go through some of the questions we posed earlier in the week. We got a lot of audio to get to, Tony, today. We're going to hear from BTJ, more from Liam Cohen, Caleb Ransaw. Who am I forgetting? There's more in there in the pile there, young Denmark. Eric Armstead. Thank you very much. Should I worry? As I went to log into my email this morning, I got this error message. No healthy upstream. What is this, my urologist? Yeah. I mean, what no healthy upstream?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound good.
Bad day for a salmon.
Bad day for a salmon, and bad day if I try to read my email, apparently. And that looks like it is rectifying itself. My upstream is healthy. Good. Once again, at least for the time being. All right. We still are on the air. And we'll see if Tom keeps us that way over the next 2 hours, which is a reason to tune in, right?
Yeah, that's right. You never know.
Will Tom say something that gets us in trouble at any point in the next hour 50? All right. We're ready to roll. If you want to be a part of the program today, hop on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines at 641-1010. Same number gets you on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. YouTube virtual studio, YouTube stream, Twitter stream. Go anywhere you like. And check out the program. But don't forget us on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at Meathead55, and at 1010XL Denmark.
Right down the middle.
Oh. That's foreshadowing for Sunday, I hope. Right down the middle.
Yeah.
Where do you think that was headed?
More, I don't know. I
No?
don't know.
All right.
I was thinking boxing more than golf, but now I get the whole golf.
Yeah,
right
down the middle. Yeah, just punching it right down the fairway, that whole thing.
Right.
All right, so we're ready to roll. We're talking Jags with you. We invite you to be a part of it. You're listening to Jaguars Today on a Friday here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Jaguars beat reporter Hayes Carline.
Oh, well, he's very popular.
Weekday afternoons on The Frangie Show.
They all adore him. They think he's a righteous dude.
On 1010XL.
You sounded like Dirty Harry just then.
92.5 FM.
Denny Thompson here. You gotta check out Tyson's Showroom Home Theater with surround sound and comfy theater chairs. You can transform your living room into a cinematic experience. I can stay there to watch all my games. It's that comfortable. Call Tyson today and bring the theater experience home. Tyson Sound and Security, your security, home theater, and home automation experts. New showroom at 3555 U.S. Highway 17 in Fleming, Iowa.
Interested in a unique date night? Gibby here. I took my wife Nikki to Wick a Candle Bar. She made her own custom candle right there in the store. Shop local at Wick a Candle Bar. Locations in San Marco and Jacks Beach.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home this weekend at the newly renovated Bi-Star Ballpark. Join us tonight on Red Shirt Friday for fireworks. Florida Blue presents our salute to the Negro League weekend with Jack's Red Caps button-downs to the first 2,000 fans through the main gate Saturday, plus more fireworks. Come early on Baptist Health Sunday Family Fun Day for Catch on the Field. Tickets start at just $5. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
When you're experiencing sudden, unexpected dental pain, the last thing you want to hear is that your dentist can't see you until next week. That's why I'm so glad I found Harbor Dental Care. Whenever I call, they always find a way to see me within 24 hours, and they can usually fix whatever's wrong the same day. Plus, they have locations throughout Jacksonville, so no matter what side of town I'm on, I can always count on the same great care. If you want to find a dentist who believes in treating people right, learn more at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Blue here for the blue.
Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Julington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
I'm Max Fink on your Gator station. 1010XL is your pipeline to Gator Nation. Listen to the Gator Report all year round.
Freshened up by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators. 1010XL.
Go, Gators!
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Spring has sprung, and so have the bugs. It's Hayes Carline and my friends at Kingfish Pest Control offer an exclusive $99 spring special. That's right, your initial pest control service is just $99. And if you call today, they'll include a free one-time mosquito treatment. Kingfish Pest Control is family-owned, 5-star rated with no binding contracts, and 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call them now to book your service. Only at Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. I always brag on what you guys have on-road and off-road. But, Greg, tell everybody about what's happening on the water, because you got loads of opportunity.
We do. We've got lots of boats in stock. We got the Honda 19-foot Fisher Runabout. We've got the Coach pontoons, all of them with that legendary Honda motor and legendary Honda reliability, which you always want when you're out on the water.
You could be cruising along the Intercoastal or out on the ocean, but check it out. Facebook page ready for all of you to see, Cycles of Jacksonville, or their showroom on Atlantic near Regency.
Say goodbye to glasses and contacts with customized vision treatments at Bowden Eye & Associates. Hey, Hicken here. Dr. Bowden and his expert team bring you all the latest options like Evo implantable Collamer lenses, refractive lens exchange, or traditional LASIK. Tailored just for you. Imagine waking up to clear vision. No hassle, no fuss. You ready to see the difference? Call now or visit BowdenEye.com for a free screening. Bowden Eye & Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
You've got a lot on your plate. The last thing you need is car trouble. At Maxie's Mechanics, we help you keep your cars, trucks, and SUVs running safely. Visit MaxieAutoRepair.com today for honest service, reliable repairs, and peace of mind for you and your family.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mac in the Middle. Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. On 1010XL.
All right, happy Friday, everybody. Jaguars Today. Tom McManus in studio with us, as he is every Friday, or most Fridays, throughout the calendar year. Any vacations coming up for you?
Actually, just, we'll probably be off July 4th here, right, I would imagine. Isn't that
July
a Friday?
4th?
Isn't that a Friday?
Is that a Friday? I don't know.
That day, yeah, we'll be out.
Yeah.
We'll definitely be off July 4th, but I don't know if
it's a Friday. Yeah.
Headed to Chicago for about a week. So looking forward. My brothers are going to be up there. So a lot of friends. My whole family will be up there. My youngest will be competing in the national dance competition. Mike Kelsey, who works for the company that throws the competition, she'll be working it. And then we'll be going up there and spending 4th of July up in Chi-Town, man. Looking forward to it.
All right. What do they? How do they get down in Chicago for the 4th of July? Is it
we're
going to Lake Michigan, or what do you do?
Yeah, Navy Pier is big for the fireworks. We'll probably check that out eventually. But we're going to the Cubs game. Sitting in the bleachers.
Okay.
Yeah,
there you go,
wait.
bleacher creature.
Now I'm a little concerned about my oldest brother Bob. Being back with his friends because they tend to drink a ton of beer. And I was saying to my other brother Mike, I'm like,
what letter would McManus be, Tony, when they all take off their shirts and spells out Cubbies? What is he? Is he? I don't know. I don't know what he is. He could be anything. You should be the C. You should lead things off.
Should I?
C.
Yeah.
I don't
maybe
know.
we'll figure that out.
Do you care about the Cubs that much, or just
I'm not.
It's fun to go to Wrigley.
Yeah, Wrigley's awesome.
I've never been, but I
like
assume
the
it's
Cubs,
fun.
I guess if I had to choose a baseball team,
you ever go to
watch.
Wrigley, Tone?
No, I have not.
Yeah, I'm not like a stadium collector.
It's just cool that it's in the middle of a neighborhood. It's just
it is.
Plop right in the neighborhood.
Like Lambeau.
Yeah.
With the Packers. It's like you're just going along and like you cross the street and it's like there's a condo and
right.
or whatever. It's a little house on the corner. And there's Lambeau Field.
I toured Wrigley once. It was on a whim and it was really cool to go. It was kind of dumpy, like it's old and stuff. But then they fixed up the locker room, that kind of thing. But pretty cool checking it out. Got to go in the dugout and stand at home plate. Got pictures and all that. So it's
nice.
fun.
Like take a little BP there.
Oh, that'd be fun.
It would be.
I don't
know, man. I
don't know if I'd even be able to hit a baseball.
I don't either. I thought about this the other day. So I was like, I'd
like to try.
It's been decades, probably. I haven't been to a batting cage. I haven't done anything like that. I used to play that was my game. Like for 10 years, I probably didn't go
summer baseball.
3 days in a row without having a bat in my hand.
No doubt.
But
playing against the garage with the tennis ball.
Whatever.
That was like, let's play baseball against the garage.
One of the great, kids don't even go outside today, all right?
Right.
Old man moment coming up here. But, it was great. You got the tennis ball, and you throw it up on the roof, and you get the crazy bounces off the roof, and you be diving in the yard trying to catch it. That was fantastic.
Or just practicing your pitching against the garage. Or
you're throwing it against the garage door or the wall or whatever.
Yeah.
That's if you had one ratty tennis ball.
That's all you needed.
You had an afternoon.
Absolutely.
Right? And your mom would tell you, if you come in this house again, you're staying in here.
That's right.
Okay? That's what my mom would tell me anyway.
Yeah.
So it was like get out of the house, and I mean it.
Yeah.
And don't come back till lunch.
Absolutely.
Tommy, you ready to roll through the week that was on Jaguars Today?
Sure.
Okay, you give us your take on these various questions.
Okay, I don't think I've seen them.
We posed.
I don't know if I have or not.
All right, well, here we go.
I follow you on Twitter, so I might.
I got it. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm muted, however. He does. He follows me, but then I'm kidding.
Oh,
it's a joke.
Some are.
All right. Some are. I don't mess with mute generally.
You don't?
Mute is like the good way to do it, because then people scream and they don't know they're muted because you can't tell that you're muted.
No, right.
They could scream at you and they're not getting any response.
Yeah.
Muting is probably the bigger flex.
Yeah.
But I just block people. I like them to know. That I don't want to see your content.
Yeah, I guess mine's more like I don't really care if you like it or not. So
Okay.
I'll just mute you.
All right.
You know what I mean?
That's fine.
Because it's funny because a couple people lately have come up to me and it's like, man, a lot of people talk smack about you on your. I'm like, I don't see it. I must
don't
mute
even.
them
It's
all.
not even that. Like it's more like there are things that will automatically cause me to block.
Yeah.
If you're like, hey, you can disagree. You can tell me I'm stupid. Within reason.
Right.
I don't. That's fine.
Right.
That's fair game. That's why we're here.
That's right.
We do it all
Part
the time.
of the territory. But anyway, mutants like to me like you're yelling in a forest but no one can hear you, so I don't really care. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
kind of
And
way I
which
look
is
at
very
it.
effective because they don't even know that nobody can hear them.
Right. Or that the person you're intending to go after can't even hear you. So that's the way I look at it.
All right, here we go, Tom.
Come on.
Of these 4 Jaguars, with 1 year left on their deals,
Okay.
Yep. Which one do you have the most confidence in to have the best season this year? And I'll give you them alphabetically.
Okay.
De'Ami Brown, Travis Etienne, Devin Lloyd, Emmanuel Agba. They each only have 1 year on their deal, different circumstances to get there. Some just signed a 1 year deal, but which of those 4 do you have the most confidence in to have the best year this year?
De'Ami Brown.
You do?
Yeah.
How come?
His speed's ridiculous. He's got good hands. You could tell he really enjoys being out there with the guys. I think him and Travis and Brian Thomas are developing a rapport. They stayed after practice, running routes for Trevor, which was good to see, when everybody was not everybody was inside, but good part of the team was. They did an end around to him twice, once in the red zone, once in the middle of the field, not middle of the field, but going in. And, man, the first one, they surprised the D. Nobody came close to running him down. I mean, I'd like to see him in a race with everybody else. I'd like to see who the fastest guy is. He's that fast. So I think he's going to be a nice 3 for Trevor.
He gets a lot of targets, or at least he has in the practices I've been out there.
Yeah, he does. He does, yeah. Well, you notice a lot of crossing. And they're doing a lot of crossing, and that's going to confuse. And with the speed, look, you think about it. You get rubbed even for a split second. You better have makeup speed. And I don't think you're catching up to Brian Thomas or Travis or Diami. You know what I mean? So those crossing routes, that's where they can be really effective because all you need is a step. Because think about that. If I'm running full speed and I got a step, he's got to run that extra fast to catch up to me. You know what I mean? It's hard. Now, he may tackle me after I catch the ball, but to make a play on the ball, he's really got to catch up. And I don't think you're catching up with Diami Brown.
Diami Brown won that poll. Got 35% of the vote.
Yeah, he's been impressive.
Etienne, Lloyd, Agba in that order, 2, 3, and 4.
Lloyd, I don't know. Look, again, I like him as a run stopper. I want to see what they do with him other than that. I don't know what to expect out of Devin Lloyd this year.
True, Tony, of he and Etienne for some people, right? Like Etienne, the range of outcomes is still pretty wide. All right, is he on the team? Okay, he did get outgained by a yard per carry last year by Tank Bigsby.
I know he did.
And just because he is been the guy doesn't mean this new coaching staff is going to see it that way.
No, right. I agree. I think the workhorse will come either Etienne or Bigsby. I don't think the rookies will unseat him yet.
Okay, we'll
My
find
opinion.
out. Let's see this one from Wednesday. Assuming Josh Hines Allen and Trayvon are your top 2 sack producers this year, which D lineman out of these options will have the 3rd highest total? Is it Armstead? Is it Agba? Is it Dwan Smoot? Is it Mason Smith?
Armstead.
How come?
Because he's moving into the 3 technique full-time or mostly full-time.
Okay.
He's a menace as a defensive
What's
tackle.
the number you're looking for from the 3rd pass rusher for this football team?
I don't know.
Half dozen?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look.
5 to 8.
It'd be great if we could replicate what the Eagles did a few years ago and have 4 10-sack guys, but that's never been replicated before.
Right.
So,
right.
Right.
But you can get a couple at 5, I bet, on top of the other guys.
Agba won that poll, 33%, 28% for Armstead. Second place among that. And then just one more. This was yesterday. Okay. Which position will Travis Hunter have the most success at in his Jaguars career? Corner or wide receiver? It's just flat out. Not saying he won't be good at both, but if you had to pick, which one will he excel at just a little bit more?
What do you say wide out?
How come?
Because I think with him and Brian Thomas and Diami Brown, it's going to be a really good group, and I think he's going to have enormous success if it's done right. I mean, you got to think with those 3. Just take Diami out of it. Like, you're not going to leave Brian Thomas one-on-one very often. Same for Travis Hunter. And you can't double them both, because if you do, then we will throw Diami Brown in there, and it's going to be a problem. And then it also might be that safety having a backup. So here comes our run game. Much easier to run against 6 or 7 in the box than 8 all day long. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I think I think that the compliment to Brian Thomas Jr. That he's going to bring, and him standing on his own, like when they go, obviously they're going to go to him. He'll feel like an X at times, I'm sure. But I think he's going to have a tremendous year.
All right, today's Chad and Sandy real estate question today. By the end of the regular season this year, Travis Etienne will be blank. Your options, the Jags' leading rusher, that's pulling 49% of the vote. So almost half the people think he will be the guy, lead the team in rushing. The next highest, though, 26% say he'll be on another team by the end of this season. So it's the 2 polar opposites. Back up to Tootin or Bigsby, pulling 15.5% right now. 10% say he'll be the 3rd down back. Over 200 votes on that. You still have plenty of time to cast your ballot and let us know how you feel about that when we return in the moment. We'll hear from Liam Cohen and Brian Thomas, among more Jaguars who spoke yesterday following the final OTA practice of the summer, with minicamp coming up next week. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Look, I've been vouching for Dandy for about a decade now. Time absolutely flies. I'm very proud of my association, though, with a local family business. They make fantastic products. Made no secret, I've been a customer before they ever came on board here, and I continue to be because Dandy just does it right. Using the highest quality ingredients, they locally source them here in Jacksonville as often as they can. They definitely deliver fresh daily all around the First Coast, give you fantastic variety from a full breakfast menu, all the classic line of sandwiches and subs, and just about anything you can imagine for quick food on the go, like protein packs, veggie trays, fruit cups, you name it. Dandy's got a little something for everybody, available at gate stations, and they're going to keep the prices reasonable as well. What more could you possibly want when you're driving around the most spread out city in America? Duval, baby. When you're hungry in Duval, you need to do what I do. That's go out and make yours a Dandy, and do it today.
Jaguars Today. You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Superior products, exceptional service. Catch a side draft on a super speedway.
Closing the gap.
This Sunday at Michigan International Speedway.
This time it's going to pay off.
NASCAR is tuned up by Maxie's Mechanics on 1010XL.
At Tucker Equipment Rental in Neptune Beach, you just don't rent quality machines, you rent quality customer service. Hi, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Dave. Tucker Equipment Rental has been supplying Jacksonville with equipment and event rental for over 50 years.
From commercial and homeowner projects, we've got what you need: lifts, dirt equipment, and landscape equipment.
And don't forget about event rentals, from festivals to weddings to backyard barbecues.
Local, knowledgeable, and always ready to help.
Tucker Equipment Rentals.
You need it, we've got it, come see us.
A chipped windshield can turn into a big problem fast. Lauren Brooks here. Trust Novus Glass of Jacksonville for expert repair and replacement. Call 904-289-2905 for Novus Glass in Orange Park. 904-289-2905.
At Hurricane Grill and Wings, the wings are fresh, the drinks are cold, and the game is always on. With 30 bold flavors, ice-cold beer, and handcrafted cocktails, there's no better place to kick back and catch every play. Escape the ordinary. Your home for sports is Hurricane Grill and Wings.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Your AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Get tips from PGA pros on Brunch with the Tour with Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser. Tuesday morning at 8:30. Teed up by Clearwater Irrigation and Apex Roofing and Contracting. Brunch provided by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
It's a battle of football champions as your Sharks take on the Arizona Rattlers. Don't miss any of the action this Saturday, June 7th. Discover the thrill of indoor football. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and full of family fun. Try the new Family 4-Pack. 4 tickets, 4 $10 vouchers, and a $20 Al's Pizza gift card for only $100. Get tickets at jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. 904-621-0700.
It's a battle of football champions as your Sharks take on the Arizona Rattlers. Don't miss any of the action this Saturday, June 7th. Discover the thrill of indoor football. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and full of family fun. Try our Family Fun Pack. 4 tickets, 4 $10 vouchers, and a $20 Al's Pizza gift card for only $100. For tickets, go to jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. That's 904-621-0700.
Go Sharks! Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. You've heard us talk about it. Window World, the #1 window replacement company in the USA, selling over 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years.
That's a lot of satisfied customers and why J.D. Powers has awarded Window World Best in Customer Satisfaction 3 out of 4 years.
Window World stands behind their slogan, simply the best for less. With Window World, you get top quality windows at a price that leaves more of your money in your bank account, and you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement industry. When compared to our competition, there is none. See for yourself. Call the competition. Get quotes from them. But before you buy, get Window World's free estimate and compare the quality of the windows and the price.
You'll see.
And when your new Window World windows are installed and they're saving you money on your energy bills, if anything goes wrong with those windows, Window World and I will be there to make it right. That's my guarantee.
Call Window World today. Start saving money on your new windows and your energy bills and take vacation with your savings. Window World, online at windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors and siding.
Mike Dempsey, and now's the time to get your roof hurricane ready with Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacks Beach. Look, our rainy season is no joke, and if your roof's got damage, leaks, or it's just plain worn out, don't wait. Apex is local, dependable, and will show up on time using only premium materials with ironclad warranties. No shortcuts, no stress, just quality work you can trust. Skip the storm season scramble. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacks Beach or visit apexroofingfl.com.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Frank Frangie here. I was talking to a buddy the other day. His HOA told him his old fence had to go. I said, man, call Coil Fencing. They've been around the block since 1927. Heck, they probably built half the fences in Jacksonville. They do it all. Tough chain link for security. Those fancy aluminum ones the HOA actually likes. Nearly a century of keeping yards safe and looking good. You need a fence? Call Coil. You can trust the folks at Coil. 904-356-4821 or visit coiljacks.com. COYLE Jacks.com.
Want a simple way to boost your company's image without a big renovation? A fresh paint job in your brand's colors can increase recognition up to 80%. At Performance Painting, we help companies stand out with clean, on-brand finishes that impress clients and energize employees. From color consultations to low-odor coatings that won't disrupt operations, we've got you covered. Visit performance-painting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. 1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service on 1010XL.
All right, get into some of this Liam Cohen audio coming up. We played a little bit for you yesterday at the end of the program, which was pretty fresh as he spoke right after OTA practices. We'll get to that. The Jags officially announced some roster moves, waiving Keelan Robinson yesterday, but Cooper Hodges went to the team's reserve physically unable to perform list. If you go on that list in the offseason, you're shut down for the year. Okay. But he is still contractually a Jacksonville Jaguar, then is my understanding. So maybe somewhere down the line he has a chance, but,
get healthy.
It's tough, man. You're a 6th-round pick, and this regime didn't take it, and you haven't been able to show anything yet because of injuries.
Right. But at the same time, at least they don't just release you with an injury settlement and you're done, right? Now you're still part of the organization and your job is to get healthy.
Your job is to get healthy and show that you can do something. But I wonder, guys, you feel like the offensive line depth chart, maybe not as complicated. Maybe the starters are a little bit more complicated, but the depth chart itself, like if you presume they're going to keep 10 O-linemen, it's pretty clear right now.
Who they're going to keep,
I think, right? Now that Cooper Hodges is on the PUP list, that's one more name out of the list, right? We got the presumptive starters for right now, whether they end up being the starters or not. You got Little, Cleveland, Hainsey, McCarry, Harrison. Boom. That's 5 guys right there. Wyatt Milam, obviously, right?
That's 6.
Fred Johnson, right? Coming in.
Maybe.
He's. I think he's on this. I think he's going to make this team. He's a veteran, experienced guy. Okay. I think he may even push to start at some point. Okay.
Great.
Chuma Edoga, guy that they brought in, like his versatility, can play multiple positions.
He can play multiple positions.
Right. So Cole Van Lannon, who you mentioned, who I think is a guy they put a tender on. He graded out very well in the preseason last year. I think you could maybe get like a late pick for Cole Van Lannon.
Yeah, maybe.
If
he can play.
If you got into that situation. So that's 9 right there. Then it's Fortner versus Monheim for center. Backup center.
Yep.
Okay, so that's your 10th guy. Javon Foster, odd man out. That's the way I see it right now. Now, look, who am I to say Javon Foster can't open up eyes out there in minicamp and training camp? He's going to have the opportunity to do it, but I think he's right now 1 foot on the practice squad at best.
I haven't paid total attention to the depth charts on the old line, but he seems to come in on that third round
rotation. Yeah,
the third rotation. So here's the thing. I mean, look, especially with linemen, till you get the pads on, that's the equalizer. A lot of guys. I know the old quote. A lot of guys look good in shorts.
That's your quote.
No, I know, but some guys shine in these, non-padded stuff. They
Absolutely.
just do. And then the pads come on and you're like, wait a minute, where'd you go? Like, you're making all these
I'm not
plays.
saying this is even based on anything I've seen because
I know
you
you're saying.
can't gauge the competition. I'm just it's pretty clear. Like, if you're a guy that they signed, you're going to have a better chance to make it than some of these
you would think
maybes.
So. Yeah.
That,
sure.
I'm not saying a better chance than Anton Harrison, right? Okay, they didn't draft him, but it's a different category.
Like, there's no telling what would have happened with any of the trying to change things on the offensive line if Balky had still been here. But Javon Foster's place would have been much more solid. It would feel like
no
if
doubt
Balky was here. Then now that he's gone, he does feel like the clear kind of odd man out right now among that group. And he's not being played or talked about, or like, there is no buzz with him to this point now going into his second year in the league. So.
And it's almost like he is almost the poster child for the dysfunction between the coaching staff and the front office last year.
Yeah.
And the fact that when the story goes, when he was drafted, the coaching staff's like, what? Who do we did what? This is a Balky pick.
Oh,
like,
really?
This is a guy I think we should be taking.
Right.
You saw he was never active.
No, I know.
mean, I'm not saying never. He may have been active for a game or two along the way, but basically a healthy scratch all season long.
Non-factor
for this team. So, all right, let's get to the new head coach. And obviously, we will hear his thoughts on a little bit on Travis Hunter, but more about the rest of the rookie group. Who has stood out to Liam Cohen so far?
Hard to say, to be honest with you. It's kind of a group of guys that, I think you'd say the majority of the draft picks have taken steps within each kind of realm. I can't really single anybody out specifically that I think that's like, wow, oh my goodness, this has been amazing. I think you just say, like, I'll kind of wait on that judgment in training camp.
I think it's easy, though, Tone, to see, like, Travis Hunter makes a splash play here and there, right?
And it's important. We played the first kind of half of that yesterday where he was just asked about how have the rookies looked.
Right.
And he pointed out that, a bunch of them look good. And they look well-adjusted to everything we're asking them to do, the install, all these different things. And then the follow-up was who stood out, and he's like, they've all
nobody
done
really
the job.
in particular. Tom, is it more important that, with the exception, a guy like Travis Hunter can stand out because wide receivers and DBs are the ones who generally do in this environment with non-contact. But is it more important to almost not stand out? Like Wyatt Milam, you're not going to – what can you tell from Wyatt Milam? He hits that blocking sled well, right? I mean, but is it more that you're just hoping you don't see a guy that you think, looks out of place, right? Like it's not too big for him. I don't think you can tell if Wyatt Milam's going to push Ezra Cleveland yet for the starting job, but you can probably tell with some guys if they come in and you're like, wait a minute, this doesn't look like the guy I scouted on film.
Yeah, I mean, look, and that's the thing with OTAs. Like, some guys go harder than others, at certain plays. These wide receivers making catches, the quarterback's uncontested. Now, there's people around him.
No, right, I hear you.
And he's still got to make the throw from the pocket with people around him. And there's times where the quarterback has had to escape, regardless of who the QB is. So there's a little bit of that. But no, I think now it's more just, can they handle the load? Can they handle the mental load? Can they play fast while handling that mental load? How are they adapting going against older and, veteran type guys? How are they going again? How are they doing when, they lose a rep? How do they bounce back? For linemen, it's more like Josh Hines-Allen went around Walker Little last week. It was 11 on 11. Was it full speed? No. But what did he do? He knocked his hands down. He dipped around him. He got around him. So, you could see for why, like a guy like what? Can he move? How's his feet? How's his technique? When he punches, is it in rhythm with his hips and his feet? That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not going to really tell, like, is he a mauler? I don't know. He's not. You can't maul, right? You're not mauling now.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't do that. It's not time to do that. So I like the coach's response. He's like, yeah, hey, we're throwing a lot at them. We're looking for them to be able to, retain it and then implement it and then do it at full speed. And the cream, rises to, you're going to see it once you get more and more involved. Minicamp will show a little bit more, but even then still, you're not in pads.
Right.
But then the pads, and then we'll go from there.
Liam Cohen was also asked about both of the veteran edge additions that they made, the latest being Dennis Gardeck, who they signed on Wednesday. He talked about the addition of him to the team.
Yeah, just a ton of respect for the player, competing against him 2 times a year in L.A., since 2018. And he was, every time we would go play the Arizona Cardinals, he was on the game wrecker board. So we would always kind of introduce the game wreckers to the players, and he was on there, whether it was for originally, for special teams, and then also for rushing the passer and creating some disruption. So it just gives us somebody a little bit different kind of style rusher, special teams demon. He was a captain in Arizona on special teams. He had 3 sacks in a game last year. I'm not sure how many people did that this past season, but he did, and had an interception in the following game. So you're just looking at continuing to find guys that can disrupt the game in a specific way, whether it's in the DPR or on special teams.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll make this team or not. But he is. We talk about different type. He's 235-poundish guy, right?
Yep.
Speed, edge, outside linebacker type, third down specialist. May just be a special teamer, but as Liam Cohen mentioned, we were talking about it on the break. 3 sacks in a game would have been good for third on the team last year. He did that in 1 game with the Arizona Cardinals. So
I think a lot of the moves, which I like, Tony, there's a connection. Like, you've seen him. Like, I don't know who this kid is, but I didn't watch Arizona Cardinal football.
Right.
But we played against him twice. And you know what? He's on the home wrecker, whatever they call him, the game wrecker.
The game wrecker board.
The home wrecker
board,
the game wrecker, that means something, right? You got to watch out for this guy.
Handsome fella there.
Watch out. Keep your wives at home. Girlfriends too. No, but that he must have stood out. So that I like that, right? So will he make the team? I don't know. Look, who's replacing Caleb Johnson? He was one of our best special team.
Maybe Gardeck.
Maybe him. Maybe that's what they're looking for.
Smoot also brought back this week to much fanfare because the fans love him. He's always embraced Duval County. Yep. And a couple of thoughts from Liam Cohen on DeJuan Smoot.
Continuing to add competition to the room, consistency. A guy that obviously, has roots in this area and has strong friendships with some of the guys on the team. And then when you talk to guys that maybe have not been in this building, with Eric Ciano, our strength coach was with him in Buffalo, and he just said he was a tireless worker in the weight room, on the practice field, consistently going. You kind of had to pull him back at times. And that was something that continuing to get a little bit of veteran presence, guys that have played meaningful reps in this league that can give us some meaningful snaps, hopefully, and continue to create that competition we're looking for. So just getting to know him a little bit seems like obviously he's a grown man, and really cool to get to know him a little bit here.
He's a good pro, and hopefully whatever the injury stuff that has affected the last couple of years of his production from a sack standpoint, that he's finally past that. But he's been a good pro, during his time here in Jacksonville. Not so much last year in Buffalo. He was all right, with what they were asking him to do was basically being a run stopper.
He hasn't gotten after the quarterback since he torn his Achilles.
Yeah. Right.
He's had 2.5 sacks in 2 seasons. So, you're bucking the odds if you think DeJuan Smoot's going to return to being like a 5 or 6 sack guy, which he was for about a 4-year run for the Jags.
But you can do worse as a 4th or 5th defensive end against the run.
He's got his chance to prove us wrong or prove us right or whatever, prove their vision right. I mean, it's not like they're just going to say, oh, well, you did this. They wouldn't have signed him if they didn't think there's maybe something more that they could get out of it.
Yeah, and with that going on, obviously a couple of veteran edge rushers that they've added this week. I've seen the internet's been having fun with, the idea of Trent Baalke reacting to the Jags actually adding vets in that room. That's something that they basically not ignored for the last couple of years. But Liam Cohen was asked yesterday about how purposeful was the idea of we needed to add a couple more veterans to the pass rush group?
Yeah, a little bit. You want, like we talked about the other day, waves of maybe some different types of rushers at times. But, guys, when you're playing in the trenches specifically, when you come in, maybe you're a UDFA or a rookie in general, man, that size, that strength, that speed, especially in the trenches, is different for anybody. And so, there's always a curve. There's always going to be a learning curve and a physical growth curve that is going to need to occur. But getting some of those guys that have established themselves in this league and played meaningful snaps, I think will just help us maybe in times of maybe crisis, and just to maybe be a little bit more consistent in some ways, knowing that we're pretty young as a team in general.
You hear people say sometimes, no matter what you think of a certain front office guy or whatever, come on, he knows much more than you. He's been doing the job for years. And in many cases, that's true, right? They have access to information and film that we don't know about. But at the same time, sometimes it's not. Because what layman, fan of the Jags or interested observer wasn't screaming for the last several years? Go get Kyle Van Noy.
Yeah.
Right.
Go get
somebody.
Clowney. Go get somebody like that.
Right.
And
keep Arden Key.
Keep Arden Key, right? And so here they said explicitly, well, we don't want to do that and then go draft a young pass rusher and have him blocked from getting reps. And then it didn't fall that way. They didn't reach for a pass rusher, and then they immediately got Agba. And we get it. We got to get more than we've had.
Yeah.
And if it works that the value's there in the draft, we'll go that direction. If it doesn't, go the veteran route.
Well, look, to me, it's you bring competition to the room, like Liam says, but also you're curious because maybe the guys that are there, beyond Agba and such, aren't what you thought at this point. So you know what? I need to go out and maybe just add competition to really see what they're made of.
I mean, beyond Agba, at the beginning of this week, Miles Cole,
right?
Maybe your next guy,
right? The rookie out of. No, I know.
Right.
I know
what? We still don't really know if Miles Cole can be anything.
No, absolutely.
So
that's another.
At least there's some other options. Now, if Miles Cole emerges throughout training camp and he shows he can be that fourth guy, good for him.
Right.
All right. We'll come back. We'll hear more from Liam Cohen just a little bit on what he is seeing and what he still wants to see from Trevor Lawrence, which is probably the most important question that can get answered throughout the course of the 2025 season and maybe for several years here in Jacksonville. And then we'll get into some of what Brian Thomas Jr. had to say after practice yesterday, as well as we continue to recap OTAs now in the rear view with one mini camp to go, then a nice break for the Jag players at least. Coaches will still be grinding as we get ready for training camp coming up at the end of July. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and Dylan Denmark here with you. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today. From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. If you want to get away, check in mornings with a drill and stay all day.
We just checked in and this is already the best vacation we've ever had.
1010XL. Like a daily vacation for your mind.
Neck pain, back pain, or headache, Shinatri Chiropractic has 4 locations: Westside, 103rd, Riverside, Arlington, and the Beaches. Acupuncture, dry needling, physical therapy. Relief starts today. Shinatri Chiropractic, 743-6700.
I-9 Sports is geared up for fun for kids all over the First Coast with summer and fall registration now open. Kids ages 3 to 17 can get in the gym or on the field with I-9 Sports, covering Clay, Duval, St. John's. And I-9 has all-girls flag football at Oakleaf, UNF, Fletcher, and Creekside. Plenty of other spots and sports on the First Coast to take advantage of. Don't miss out. Registration now open for summer and fall at I-9 Sports. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal. Pretty nice weather we're having, huh?
You think this is nice?
I mean, it's sunny, warm. We do live in Florida.
It's not all upside, Jason. Warm weather comes, so all the cool people hit the beach. My old air conditioner craps out, so it's 1,000 degrees inside, and I'm stuck on a video call in my underpants trying not to sweat through my...
Wait. Put these sunglasses on.
I'm not going to put on your...
Whoa. The air conditioning experts at Bueller Air & Plumbing can keep your home office cool and comfortable all summer long. You look good in your meeting, Impress the big guy with your cool confidence. Maybe finally make assistant deputy regional manager.
Wow, air conditioning can do that?
Life moves pretty fast. If you spend all summer worried the weather is going to be too nice, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Hey, Hicken here, and you know I'm going to talk about skin. Yeah, it's hot outside, folks. The oven is on. Temps are in the 90s, and it's only getting hotter. I love the summer, but my skin doesn't. I do my best with dry-fit shirts, big floppy hats, plenty of water. My secret weapon, though, the sunscreen. I use it regularly. Maybe you should as well. Look, I've also been seeing docs at Peaches Dermatology for years, and my skin thanks me for it. I'm telling you, it could save your life. Book your appointment today at peachesdermatology.com.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
Hey, Hicken here for my friends at Zero Res. They want to help you clean your home or business. Big summer savings with 3 rooms clean starting at $129 and 20% off your air duct cleaning. Call them 904-287-5727 and ask for the 1010XL special.
You'll always feel good when you send someone a Kuhn Flowers floral or plant arrangement. This is RJ with 1010XL, and no matter what the reason, Kuhn Flowers has always come through for me. Order online at KuhnFlowers.com.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
When it comes to towing products, your safety is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
June is Men's Health Month, and here's your reminder to be proactive and get screened for early detection at Ackerman Cancer Center. Many cancer instances are largely preventable and treatable. So take steps now to minimize your risk factors at AckermanCancerCenter.com.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dan Hicken with a game changer. I've tested the field, and Checkmate Coatings is my new go-to for durable, jaw-dropping floor coating. Better play, better results.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coatings. We coat it all: garages, pool decks, driveways, and patios. Be the envy of your neighbors.
Slam dunk your floors at CheckmateCoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
This is your local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Baker Glass. The Jaguars will open minicamp to fans on June 11th as the team winds down its offseason program next week. Fans can apply for free tickets at Jaguars.com. There is a maximum of 2 tickets per account. Practice that day is from 8:50 to 10:40 a.m. at the Miller Electric Center. TaxSlayer and ESPN announced the 81st annual TaxSlayer Gator Bowl will be played on Saturday, December 27th at 7:30 p.m. and will be televised nationally on ABC. NBA mock drafts continue to be released by league experts. According to Sports Illustrated, they are now projecting Florida guard Walter Clayton Jr. being selected with the 25th overall pick to the Orlando Magic. Currently 84 degrees at 10:57 time and temp. Brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service on 1010XL.
I don't know where Tommy Mack went off to, Tony, but
yeah, I don't know.
We found his replacement right here. Friend of ours, friend of the program, family member of Jaguars Today, Fan Cam. What are you doing here? You just popped into the studio.
Good morning,
to
guys.
visit. Good morning.
Yeah, I hadn't seen you guys in so long. I want to come by and say hi. And my buddy FT here is in a bad place after the Wright State game.
You said Wright State, and I'm like, what sport are we even talking about? And then you're like, oh, Vanderbilt went down. Yes. Tony's college baseball.
Not great last week, no.
Well, when you walk into the number one seed, you're expecting at least whip through the regionals, you know? I mean, that's just, boy, that's...
I was hoping to be playing baseball this weekend, but they're not. So
what have you done to help Tony get over it right now?
Make him feel a little better. It was a very wonderful
yes.
And if anything will make the guy feel better, it's these bad boys.
If you can see, I hope you're watching on YouTube. Tony's got his biggest bag of tomatoes, all right? Wow. And the look on Tony's face, I don't think I've seen you this happy in a long time, bro. What?
I think I brought him out of it.
They look great.
You can't eat them? What, they don't agree with you?
Yeah, like tomatoes and tomato sauce.
Yeah?
Man, my stomach just don't dig it.
That is literally Tony's favorite food.
Tommy,
in the world.
No, well, you're Italian. I get it.
Oh, yeah.
Us Irish, some of us got that Irish belly. It just doesn't like the Italian sauce.
Can't bring it
we
back
like Italian women, just not Italian sauce. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you got a little bit of everything in there. You got some San Marzanos, which are the chef's favorite. You got beefsteaks, big boys. There's probably a Cherokee purple or two in there, some Romas. Ooh. All kind of different tomatoes so you can bathe in your misery for a while.
Sir.
So these all homegrown at the Fan Cam
all
homestead?
Homegrown at Sunset Gardens.
My man.
Oh, yeah. And I don't eat tomatoes, but I've got about 5 or 6 older neighbors who just love them.
Oh, yeah.
And my wife loves them.
Yeah.
And so I grow them for them, and I give them, everybody gets a bag of tomatoes about every 3 or 4 days. They get another refresher.
Yeah. You're like
nice.
Thanos, man. He's retired to be a tomato farmer, Tony, is what
that's what my dad does. Like, he retired and he planted a garden. So he's got the tomatoes at the house all the time now, too. Like, he's been calling. He's like, you got to come to the house and get tomatoes. Like, he's on me because they can't eat everything that's growing. Like, I know if you got a vine, like, you're not going to be able to eat if it's just you. You need friends, right, to eat everything that they're going to produce. So,
well, I like making sauces with them. I make a lot of hot sauce. My primary crop is daddle peppers. I sell daddle seedlings to nurseries around the beaches area. But everybody else seems to love the tomatoes. So.
This guy, he lives everyone's best life. Not just his own. He has everyone's best
daddle
life.
seeds go to the local.
I'm just a daddle seed farmer out in the sunshine at the beach and doing my thing.
Isn't that great?
Right now,
God bless America.
Right now, it's a handful of grandsons, and it goes from wiffle ball to water basketball to cornhole to basketball to football, diving for loose balls, fumble recovery drills, you name it. It's nonstop. Nice. I love it. But I wanted to come by. Just had a big harvest of these babies. I thought of you. And,
I appreciate it, man.
And I know that you'll have some fun with those.
Yes, all right, Fan Cam, I know you are a diehard Jaguar supporter, right? So, and you generally check in with us on most Fridays when Tom's here. Yeah. What has got you the most excited right now, other than Travis Hunter? Let's say, other than take him out of the equation, what's the thing that's most exciting that you're hearing about what the Jags are building towards?
Well, let me circle around Travis in that I think what they did with him signifies and epitomizes what they're trying to do for Trevor. And they're stacking weapons around him. They got a couple young running backs to make sure that process is in place for the next 3 or 4 years. They went out and got De'Ami Brown, who went nuts in the playoffs, was phenomenal. Travis Hunter on the other side with Brian Thomas. I mean, I think Strange, what did Loggeman say about Strange when he was a rookie in camp? I think he said something to the effect that he was the best downfield blocker that he's ever seen here in Jacksonville as a tight end. And there's no way you can be a successful downfield blocker on guys like Tommy Mack and safeties unless you move your feet quick and short area kind of twitchiness. So I think he'll be able to get open, and boy, he's a load to bring down. So and they plugged in 6 offensive linemen through free agency, and it was great to see Milam in the draft. So I think they made a statement that we're going to restructure this offense. We're going to do it powerfully. We're going to give us weapons all over the field that can run, and I just love it. I mean, I got a question for maybe Tony can help me with this one, but if I was to trade for Trevor Lawrence in a dynasty league, it's better that I did it a few months ago than right now, don't you think?
Probably a little bit, but I don't know how much.
Depends on what he gave up, and it depends on if that guy used those pieces to win the championship for the third time in 5 years, which also happened.
There have been some talks here in the last couple of weeks talking about fantasy football, specifically relating to Trevor Lawrence, about maybe some of the hype building up a little bit given some of the things that they've done here. Trevor's been, around 15, 16?
Probably
somewhere in
around
that kind
middle
of
of the
range.
pack. Yeah.
And he does feel like a guy that if you are still getting him in that kind of range, that he's got upside, right?
Well,
like given the options they have on the offense, that he's got plenty of upside, and he's still athletic enough that he's going to give you a little bit in the run game. Not a ton. He's not a running quarterback, but he gives you enough that drafting him as the 15th, 16th quarterback and hoping that he winds up as the 10th is not crazy. Like he's got that kind of ability.
Those dynasty, those best ball leagues where you're getting Trevor around 120, 125. Last year I was all over him, but we're all waiting for that to
He's
manifest.
wait longer than that this year.
Yeah, manifest itself on the field. And look what he did for Mayfield. I mean, when you look at, he turned Mayfield into Warren Moon type numbers in Tampa. So it's exciting on the offensive side, and I like to hope that we'll be doing a little more attacking on the defensive side. And the structural additions at defensive end to make sure you got a rotational pass rush going all the time kind of feeds into that mentality.
Yep. All right. So what's the weekend looking like for you? Grandkid weekend, huh?
Cornhole, wiffle ball, water basketball.
The whole litany all lined up. All right. Well, listen, I mean, you're welcome to hang out. We know you got family stuff going on. You can hang. You can do whatever you like. We're going to get back into some Liam Cohen.
Yeah,
right
I'll let you guys do your thing. It was a great show. I don't want to hamstring you the rest of the way, but I wanted to make sure Tony got some tomatoes.
Tony's weekend is made.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate it, man.
That'd be like him, Fan Cam, bringing me a bag of steak. Honestly. Whatever your favorite food is, Van Cam just laid that on Tony.
Do you have like a Vanderbilt display you might throw a couple of those tomatoes at?
Come on now. Easy,
You know what I'm saying? The beef steak you can throw at people, okay?
What's your favorite way to eat tomatoes?
I'll eat them raw if I need it. Yeah.
It's
like
funny.
it's a snack.
I have neighbors, I give them a bag, they come over. I have a row behind the dowdle peppers, about 25 different tomato plants, and they're all about 4 or 5 feet. And my neighbors will come by and just grab them right off, munch them, not wash them or anything. Just
like pretty much if I fix anything here with this bag of tomatoes, if I fix anything at the house, I'll be like, and the side is tomato.
Beautiful.
Like that'll be the way that it works.
Beautiful. BLTs?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Because bacon's good on anything.
It really bacon. Come on.
Thank you guys very much.
All right, fan.
Bacon wrap bacon. That's on the menu for the weekend. All right, Cam, good to see you, brother.
Likewise.
All right,
man.
there you go.
Good stuff.
Still Josh Hines Allen still available for a second and a third.
Wait,
Just letting you know.
Oh, come on now.
Are we doing awards this year? Are we back at it?
Whoa, that's the other.
That's up to you guys.
I've already started trying to put together 25 words to crawl on my belly through a desert of cactus to get back in their fantasy.
Like he acts like there are a few people that aren't grandfathered into our Jaguars Today league.
Yeah,
this guy.
We're champs.
Cristiano gets his spot because he's our South American producer, and Tommy Mack would get his own spot if he wanted it.
No. I like the structure system of our team.
I've been waiting for that commentary though from Tommy. Well, Fan Cam, I'm sorry, buddy, but I got to tell you, I went and got another fan to be my
new partner. No, he's good. He'll help you.
You're
in
the
draft.
GM, dude.
He'll give you a few thoughts during the draft and then leave it to you.
Well, ideally, we show up to Monkey's uncle with a pitcher of Guinness and do this thing right.
I like that too.
Life will be no car bombs. You and Tommy are not doing any car bombs.
They don't need to know.
Well, exactly.
Yeah,
What you don't know, won't kill her. All right, Cam, good to see you, brother.
Thank you, guys.
All right, there he goes. The one, the only, John Port, a.k.a.
That's right.
Fan Cam. People do ask still, why do they call it Fan Cam? Because you used to wear a camera on your helmet. You had mounted on a helmet. Way back in the 90s, and used to film pre-games and all that stuff, and had a website and posted all that video and all that. So
it was fun.
That's where the Fan Cam
We're getting back to the heydays, guys. We really are.
Hope so.
Let's do it,
New
man.
brain trust. Let's rock and roll.
Do you think that every year, though?
Not every year.
All right.
Not every year. But I certainly expected a lot more after the 11-3 regular season run and the switch that was flicked at that point to turn into what we ended up seeing for the next year and a half is one of the big nightmares of football in my lifetime. So I want to move past all that. We got a brand new young brain trust. I like the idea of young kids coming in and weaving a new pattern of victory.
All right, my man. Get out of here. Leave the tomatoes and don't be a stranger.
Grab the cannoli,
anytime.
leave the tomatoes.
Later, brother.
Later, guys.
All right, there he goes. Johnny Port, a.k.a. Fan Cam. He is definitely, if Jaguars Today had a Mount Rushmore of callers / listeners and whatnot, Fan Cam is chiseled on there. He can beat George Washington if he wants to, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Let's get one more from Liam Cohen.
Okay.
And talking about the most important aspect of the Jacksonville Jaguars, the quarterback, the growth that he has seen from Trevor Lawrence so far since he's gotten here, and what he wants to see him continue to grow in. Here's what Liam Cohen had to say yesterday.
Yeah, I think, when you look at maybe the first few days of OTAs and really even phase 2 that we were out here on the grass, I think his footwork has drastically improved. I think just the rhythm of playing the position in every system is different, right? The drop of a quarterback is very similar to a dance. And so each song, right, has a different rhythm. Each play has a different rhythm. Each systems have different rhythms. And so continuing to develop that for him so that, we talk about footwork so much because when the game is being played, we know it's lived in the gray. But we're trying to create black and white lines for footwork, for reads, for timing, because when the things start moving, oftentimes you have to revert back to your fundamentals, your footwork, your timing. And so I think he's taken a step in that area, as well as just the overall operation. Like, that's what I've really looked for him in this time, has been, okay, really focusing on his lower half and his footwork, and then also just running the show. Like, I'm not really judging, does he make every single throw right now? Is every single ball perfectly accurate right now? Is he operating the offense at a high level? Yes, he is right now.
Yeah, you said it earlier, Tom. He's not going to make every pass perfectly, right? Is he making the right decision, though?
Right.
Is he going to the right guy? Is he doing it on time? And, your accuracy will fluctuate a little bit.
How many times have we said on Fridays going into a game, get him in a rhythm? Get the quarterback in a rhythm. That's what he's talking about. 3-step, ball out. 5-step, ball out. In the shotgun, flip your hips, ball out. And you can see it. I mean, you can see that timing. The ball, the decisions seem to be quicker. Again, we're not in full speed pads yet, so it does factor in. But I could see everything he's saying. You could see that in Trevor right now, at least from a small glimpse that I've seen at the OTAs.
Well, obviously, maybe his primary weapon, I would think the safest bet is it'll be Brian Thomas Jr. We'll hear from him. He spoke yesterday at the conclusion of OTA. Still to come, Eric Armstead, Caleb Ransaw, among others, as we recap the week that was in OTAs with the Jags. And, of course, your question of the day today is a referendum on what kind of season Travis Etienne is going to have. By the end of the 2025 regular season, Travis Etienne will be blank. Either A, the Jags' leading rusher, B, a backup to Tootin or Bigsby, C, a third down back for this team, or D, he'll be on another team entirely. You can cast your vote out there on Twitter at MD_1010XL as Jaguars Today rolls on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Yeah, it's like AC on the beach. 1010XL, Jacksonville's cool summer sports talk.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
As a law enforcement officer, safe roads are one of my top priorities, ensuring everyone can get home safely each day. Some never will, due to aggressive driving, being distracted, or speeding on the roads. And too often, that results in the toughest part of my job and the longest walk in my life. I'm so sorry. I have some very sad news to share with you.
9 people will be killed on our Florida roadways today. Don't let it be you or a person you love. Buckle up every trip, every time. Let's get everyone home safely. A message from Florida Department of Transportation, Target Zero. For more information, visit targetzerofl.com.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Guys, want a golf course fairway quality lawn? TopDressing.com just landed in Jacksonville with the golf course secret for St. Augustine grass homeowners. A patented process that aerates and turns your turf into a fairway stunner. Serious golf course technology, but in your yard. Less water, tighter cuts, total neighborhood domination. No one else scores a perfect 10 lawn. Hit TopDressing.com now. You will own the block. Top dress your yard like the pros with TopDressing.com.
Hey, Hicken here, or just call me Dreamfinders Danny. For a limited time to ring in the new year, Dreamfinders Homes is offering an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down that rate and get in the game. You heard me right. It's 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
Hunters know patience is part of the game.
Just got to keep hunting.
Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Faber, and Captain Kirk Waltz on the Nimnicht Outdoors Show. Presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning. Saturday morning from 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
It's a battle of football champions as your Sharks take on the Arizona Rattlers. Don't miss any of the action this Saturday, June 7th. Discover the thrill of indoor football. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and full of family fun. Try the new Family 4-Pack. 4 tickets, 4 $10 vouchers, and a $20 Al's Pizza gift card for only $100. Get tickets at jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. 904-621-0700.
It's a battle of football champions as your Sharks take on the Arizona Rattlers. Don't miss any of the action this Saturday, June 7th. Discover the thrill of indoor football. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and full of family fun. Try our Family Fun Pack. 4 tickets, 4 $10 vouchers, and a $20 Al's Pizza gift card for only $100. For tickets, go to jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. That's 904-621-0700.
Go Sharks!
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and Triumph has branched off from on-road to off-road. Give us the latest on what they've got.
They've got the 250 and the 450. Rick Carmichael designed these bikes himself, and they are bad to the bone.
So you're talking about a really cool effect from a bike off-road that Triumph had on-road forever.
It is, and it's out there winning races, and it is fun to ride.
Check it out, Cycles of Jacksonville, their showroom on Atlantic near Regency, or online on their Facebook page.
AA Automotive helps keep your vehicle in dependable and safe condition. Call Sam, Harry, or Joe, and they'll check your brakes, tires, fluids, electric, and motor, so your ride runs smooth on the road. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. On 1010XL.
Double nickels in the house, Tommy Mac. Well, I don't know. I'm just amused by today.
What am I doing?
You're not doing anything. You're fantastic. Love your opinions. Love your energy. Nothing. I'm easily amused. That's all.
Good.
I Tony got a bag of tomatoes today. Fan cam in here.
I want a bag of steaks, like you said.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Medium,
with my bag of
if
steaks.
you don't mind.
I'll cook it myself. Don't worry about that. I'll cook it myself.
I'll eat it on the way home if it's cooked.
I'll go Omaha, Omaha Steak Company. It's fine.
Absolutely.
They've been a sponsor in the past.
Have they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Quite
I love
delicious.
steak.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I do too.
What's your favorite cut of steak?
It depends. Like probably a ribeye.
Yeah.
Probably a ribeye.
Meat's so tender. Fillets you can't beat a fillet either, but I like the ribeye.
Bone in or no bone?
Either way. Like
you said in here.
Bone or no bone.
Bone or
Like,
no
I don't. Yeah. No.
I like. I mean, if I'm making it myself, though, it's just so much easier to get a boneless ribeye.
Yeah. The good thing about the bone, though, you just pick it up and eat it.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? You can do that at home.
I like them all, though. T-bone, porterhouse, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
New York strip.
Strip, sure.
They're all good.
Yeah,
all
good. Yeah.
As long as you stick in those main categories that we mentioned, you're fine.
Yeah.
Right?
My guys over at Azar, they gave me flap steak, it's called.
Well, you're a sausage guy. So
it's next to the ribeye.
What?
It's called the flop
steak?
or the flap.
The flap?
Yeah, it's unbelievable meat.
Huh.
It's like inside skirt steak or something like that, it's called.
I don't know the flop or the flap.
I'm a sausage guy.
I don't know that. I'm just saying. I used to work as a meat cutter back in college.
Look it up. I think it's inside skirt steak or something like that.
You're probably right.
It's tremendous.
It wasn't like I was breaking down sides of beef either. Back
no,
in the
right.
day,
Yeah.
Oh, otherwise known as sirloin tip.
Oh,
really? Man, I don't know. We had it. I got some in my freezer. It's absolutely scrumptious.
Fantastic.
Anyway,
all right. Let's refocus the program. Here we go. Meat, bringing it back. Meat, must-have bag of meat. Let's get to a quick look around the National Football League.
Now, gems around the NFL. Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Indianapolis quarterback Anthony Richardson will miss the Colts minicamp next week due to a shoulder injury. It's unclear if he'll be available for the start of training camp for
He's
the Colts.
made of candy, Tony.
Yeah, something's going on there. In other quarterback news, the entire football world can stop holding its breath. Aaron Rodgers has informed the Pittsburgh Steelers that he will be signing a one-year deal there in Pittsburgh. Detroit wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown told reporters yesterday that he did undergo knee surgery this offseason. He's been rehabbing that. He does believe that he should be ready for training camp up there in Detroit. And today is the 81st anniversary of D-Day. The NFL had 4 men that wound up as Hall of Famers that participated in the Allied invasion that day on Normandy. Dante Gluefingers Lavelli, Sid Luckman, Frank Gunnar Gatsky, and Peter Louis Pihos.
Wow,
Glue-fingers. They had better nicknames back then.
Glue-fingers is
Glue-fingers,
awesome.
Crazy Legs.
Yeah.
I was watching a Yankee game last night on Yes Network. They do a thing called Name That Yankee, right?
Okay,
and they give you the stats and the different teams he played for. Last night's was Walt No Neck Williams.
Oh.
If you Google him, you'll understand why he got the nickname.
Yeah.
It's like the shoulders and the head are right there, and he's missing a part. But
nice
nicknames used to be
they were
a little
great.
crazier back in the day.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get. Do we have a good nickname for Brian Thomas Jr.? I know Bush Drive Rich was going with Flying Thomas. Was good, but I don't know if that's really going to catch on.
Haven't heard that catch on.
Yeah, I don't know. How about Badass? Is that I don't know. That's appropriate, right? In terms of his football talent. B.A. Baracus. All right. Some quick answers here. BTJ spoke after practice yesterday. What are his goals for 2025?
Just to come out and be better than I was last year. I just come out here each and every day and just push myself to be the best that I can be and see where that takes me. So I just come out here and be the best that I can be.
I feel like in some ways, just because, Travis Hunter is it's a hype machine around him. We're part of that. There's no question about it. But let's not forget who the number one option is on this football team, man, and how lucky we are to have a true alpha number one receiver.
Look, and this isn't a negative, but Travis can be a great compliment to Brian Thomas Jr. and vice versa.
Absolutely.
I mean, you have a true X receiver in Brian Thomas Jr., and that gives you luxury to do what you want with Travis. Like, say Brian Thomas was in here and Travis is your X, be a different, thing. You know what I mean?
A lot more pressure, expectations.
Just having to run all the routes and do everything. But Brian Thomas, man, he's alpha for sure.
He is going into year 2. We've talked about him being the featured guy, the X here for the Jaguars going into the second year of his career. He was asked yesterday about just being more comfortable now going from year 1 to year 2.
Just being able to be around, like, all my teammates and have some of the same guys here, some of the same faces, being able to bond with Trevor and stuff. It's been pretty good. Just being able to have those bonds, and this is going to help us out going into this year.
It probably benefits a little bit too from the attention being paid. Like, hey, let me just go about my business. I am more comfortable. I'm going to come in here. I'm a pro. You know what I mean? Like you're a rookie. No matter how talented you are, there's a lot to acclimate yourself to.
He's got to build some chemistry with Trevor. You know, if you think about it.
Rebuild some.
Yeah, rebuild.
Maybe,
but you know, just to get that flow going, you know, that rhythm again.
What's the biggest thing Brian Thomas learned as a rookie?
It's probably like taking care of your body, how long the season really is, how long the season actually is. So just doing the little things, so like doing like prehab, so you don't have to do rehab. Just taking care of your body before things happen. So just being up on everything.
There is just a different rhythm to every season outside of your rookie year. It feels like in the NFL, Tommy, it's such a whirlwind, right? That first year in the league, you have to do all the working out to get ready for the draft, for the teams, do all that stuff. And then you got the entire offseason. So you're not really ever able to get into whatever your plan, your mode is going to be. And Brian Thomas Jr. said yesterday that he does feel way better now than he did just being involved with it than he did this time last year.
I feel way better this year than I did last year. Just coming off a long rookie season, just with the combine, draft, all that. Just being able to have some off time, take care of my body, and just come back and be ready to go. I feel way better this season for sure.
All right, it's inevitable. Got to ask you, what are your impressions of your new running mate, Travis Hunter?
I actually came out here for when they had the rookie minicamp. I was up here, so I came out. I just stepped out here and looked at him doing like the drills and stuff. It was really just how quick he was, how detailed he was. When he was like he might have got a drill wrong or something. He was just hopping back in line, going right back at it, and just trying to find ways to do it right and just find ways to be the best that he can be.
I mean, Tom, we heard Liam Cohen say the other day, you had Trevor and Travis Hunter out there walking through some plays at 7 a.m. That's 2 hours before practice started yesterday. You know, so
he's sticking around after practice too. Yeah,
right. He does seem to have boundless energy right now, and I know he's a young guy. He should have a lot of energy, but a great. I don't know if you saw the 2-minute clip of montage that Jamal St. Cyr posted yesterday on Twitter of basically just Travis dancing at practice. You know, it's just he's just any moment where he's not involved in a play, he just can't help it. He's just got, you know, all that energy and enthusiasm.
He can run forever. So when they say he can play both ways, you think from at least from that standpoint, you could see that.
The conditioning, I don't think it's going to be the issue. Right.
Yeah.
It's
one, I think all that speaks to how much he loves it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, just the atmosphere of being out there on the football, that's his happy place. It's there and on the boat fishing. Like, those are his happy places. Yep. And he lives to be in those moments. And when he's in them, even if he's not running a rep, he's like, I can dance. They got music playing. Right? Like, there's nothing better than being right here, right now.
Man, I couldn't imagine running around in practice listening to Guns N' Roses and Metallica and AC. I mean, running, just killing things. It'd be great.
Yeah.
I mean, it does. That music makes you just feel just awesome. And you can see it does. You can look, I know people like outside, giving him grief that he's dancing. Like, shut up, man. He's enjoying himself. Like, practices, you can work hard and have fun at practice.
Right. Doesn't mean he's not serious. Doesn't mean he's not focused. And obviously, he's an academic All-American who knew enough to learn the offense and defense at Colorado and not only play it, but excel on both sides. He puts in the work. I don't think there's any question about the work ethic.
It's contagious.
Let him have some fun while he's doing it.
And it's contagious. And listen, Bees used to jump around like crazy during practice. He'd be like, geez, Bees, it's practice. He'd be like, nah, man, I'm having the time of my life.
Right.
I'm guarding Jimmy Smith.
If you can do it and you got enough to still lock up with, whoever you got to lock up with, go for it.
No doubt. One more here from Brian Thomas Jr. We've talked about the trio they're going to have on offense in the passing game this year, and Brian Thomas Jr. was asked about his teammates, Hunter and Brown, getting ready for this season.
I'm super excited just to have him and Diami over there on the other side. I feel like they're both going to play a big role in the offense. They're both going to help us out and push us to go where we want to go. So, I'm super excited to have both of those guys out there with me.
All right, there you go. Brian Thomas Jr. Always love hearing from him whenever we get the opportunity to. Let's not forget who the Jags' primary playmaker on offense is likely to be this year. I'm not. Look, if Travis Hunter wants to blow us all away with the 110 catches as a rookie and all that, fine.
Yeah, right.
But I think these guys are going to bring out the best in each other. We got more to come from Eric Armstead, maybe a little Caleb Branshaw if we have time to get to. We'll also get to today's Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day. By the end of the regular season, Travis Etienne will be blank. Your options: the Jags' leading rusher, a backup to Tootin or Bigsby, the third down back for this team, or on another team entirely. We will debate and discuss when we return in a moment. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. 1010XL takes you inside the program director's office with Dan and Jeff.
Hello, I'm the station manager.
Mornings
I'm responsible for the quality of work here at the station, so...
on 1010XL.
We came, we saw, we kicked it.
Call 904-500-COOL. Ideal Conditions.
Want to support a locally and veteran-owned company? If you need a new AC, we should be your first and only call. Ideal Conditions keeps you cool. Just ask your AC. Call 904-500-COOL or visit idealconditionsjacks.com.
Call 904-500-COOL.
Honk if you see us. Call for service.
Ideal Conditions.
Idealconditionsjacks.com.
Hi, folks. It's Frank Frangie. Look, when it comes to glass needs around the home, there's one name I trust, Lee and Kate's Glass. Those beautiful custom glass shower enclosures, maybe a new mirror, a glass tabletop. They can even replace your foggy or cracked glass without having to replace the whole window. Lee and Kate's is local. They're family-owned. They've been a part of our community since 1926. Boy, they've taken care of me, including our brand new offices at Walk Off Charities. They did a great job. I promise they'll do the same for you. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
Jacksonville, Hickens calling it. Checkmate Coating, my MVP. Tough, slick floors that dominate any space.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
You tired of high energy bills? Replace those inefficient windows and patio doors now. Don't miss Renewal by Anderson's 30th anniversary sale. Buy one window or patio door and get one 30% off. Financing options are available and this offer expires June 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 3:20 for the latest in sports injuries. From all the big names in the game, who's MIA, who's coming back from injury. Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 3:20.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentist and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, 2 locations in Jacksonville.
Yo, it's your boy E to the T here, and I know that getting into an accident is stressful, but getting the proper care doesn't have to be. That's why I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center. Even if you're at fault, your insurance covers you. And remember, you have the right to choose your own doctor. Even a minor accident can cause whiplash for years if it goes untreated. So don't wait. Call the auto accident experts at McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation. Your recovery starts today.
Hey, Hicken here, and you know I'm going to talk about skin. Yeah, it's hot outside, folks. The oven is on. Temps are in the 90s, and it's only getting hotter. I love the summer, but my skin doesn't. I do my best with dry fit shirts, big floppy hats, plenty of water. My secret weapon, though, the screen, sunscreen. I use it regularly. Maybe you should as well. Look, I've also been seeing docs at Beaches Dermatology for years, and my skin thanks me for it. I'm telling you, it could save your life. Book your appointment today at beachesdermatology.com.
You're shriveling a bed.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home this weekend at the newly renovated VyStar Ballpark. Join us tonight on Red Shirt Friday for fireworks. Florida Blue presents our salute to the Negro League weekend with Jack's Red Caps button-downs to the first 2,000 fans through the main gate Saturday, plus more fireworks. Come early on Baptist Health Sunday Family Fun Day for Catch on the Field. Tickets start at just $5. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
This is Hayes Carlion for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. The online banking services are outstanding. So easy to use, depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. I also go to the branch off 210 in St. Johns County and the Durbin location, but they have 10 branches in the Jacksonville area. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
The NBA playoffs are here, and there's no better place to catch the action than Hurricane Grill and Wings. With slam dunk specials like $3.75 Miller Lite drafts, plus fresh, never frozen wings in over 30 flavors, and big screens everywhere. This is your home for all the games. Handcrafted cocktails, bold flavors, big plays. Don't just watch the games, experience them at Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find your spot at hurricanewings.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since 87.
I see Daniel Cormier on TV right there, right? Yep. You see that? I don't know if it's a meme or whatever going around, and they got a bodybuilder on one side, and like people think this is scary. And then he's on the other side with the ultimate dad bod, and they're like, no, this is what's scary.
Yeah.
Like Daniel Cormier will take your head off.
Yeah.
And, you know, those bodybuilder muscles don't necessarily mean
Muscles don't mean anything. They never do.
They probably mean something.
Well, if you can use them, I guess.
Yeah.
But most, I don't know. You know what? He's an animal. That guy
he's
can
a
wrestle.
Beast, man.
And he can do everything. He's a phenomenal wrestler, though. You would not want him grabbing you.
I wouldn't.
Unless you got a taser.
I'm not getting
or
in the octagon with anybody.
No.
No.
I just meant in general.
Yes.
Anywher.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't want him grabbing you anywhere.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, be like, hey, DC, how's it going, buddy?
Get off me. All right, we'll get to today's question of the day. We've been waiting to get to some Eric Armstead audio. We're all hoping for a big kind of renaissance season from Armstead this year.
Yep.
All right, you disagree? Or
Well, no, we just heard from him. Didn't we about the last year? He's got more to say. He's got more to talk about. Didn't he talk like earlier in the week about Nielsen and they made him play end and
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
right,
Ozone,
he did absolutely.
Okay.
He was on the Ozone podcast.
Right,
but,
the Ozone. Right.
Hayes Carline caught up with him.
Okay, cool.
Yesterday after practice. All right. So just a few thoughts from the Jags defensive tackle. I think it's safe to say now, and not part-time defensive end, and ask what he's been working on at OTAs.
I'm always trying to improve my game. I watch a lot of film, do a lot of self-scout, see different ways I can incorporate, new moves and new techniques to be effective out there, and staying in shape, staying strong, and then going out there and giving them all.
And Armstead also asked about his two running mates there along the defensive line, Trayvon and Josh Hines-Allen. He says that Trayvon is right on the edge. He's about to get himself paid here in the near future.
Two of the best players in our league, have been for a while. Trayvon is about to have a phenomenal year. I think they're both going to have a phenomenal year. Josh, he has high aspirations. I think, he could be a defensive player of the year in this league, and Trayvon's about to break the bank. So I'm excited to take the field with those guys.
It is interesting. I mean, it's something that could get done. After minicamp, between minicamp and training camp, that's the one contract extension you'd be looking at potentially, and they've talked about it. And I don't know if they want to at least see how he operates. I mean, I'm sure they've had a chance now to see his work ethic, his practice habits. They know the film.
Yeah.
They gotten to know the guy. Do you need to see more, Tom, before you give Trayvon An extension?
It depends what level of extension we're talking
Probably
about.
not going to be Myles Garrett, right? You're not going to get $40 million.
It's going to be Josh Hines Allen. It's going to be 31.
I don't know. Josh Hines Allen was a 17 sack guy.
I know.
Right?
For the 1 year.
But that's,
I know.
17 compared to 10 or 12 is a significant difference.
Agreed.
I mean, I see him being a long-term part of the future. I see it getting done eventually, but I kind of tend to feel that the earlier you do it, Tone, like it was with Josh Allen, the more you're going to save.
Yeah, if you can get him to say yes to an offer that you're willing to make, it's the Trayvon side of it is, what is he willing to take? Right? Like the long-term comfort would be nice, but is he willing, if you were to offer something, say in that 25, 26 kind of area, right? And he says, no, I'll play out the season and we'll see where we are.
Yep.
Right? Like after that, I could understand him doing that kind of thing. If I was the Jags, I'd be very comfortable making that kind of offer to him right now to try to get it locked up. But I don't know what the number is for Armstead to get him to say yes.
Yeah. You mean Walker?
Yeah, for
Trayvon.
Walker.
Yeah. So I'd be okay if they did. I wouldn't be like, it's done. I know. If you could get it done, like Tony said, if
you would get it done in the mid-20s, that's going to look like a bargain down the road.
I mean, look, he keeps getting better. I love him. I think he's a full all-around player. I think he keeps getting better. I think he'll have another big year.
Let's say he puts up 14 this year. I mean, that's 3 years in a row of an ascending double-digit sack total.
So maybe, I don't know, would you do it right now? Would you?
It would depend. Like Tony said, if you take it, what I'd be willing to offer right now.
Because if he does have a 14, if he had a 14 sack season, then his number's going to fall probably still short of Garrett, but not that far short of him.
Yeah, right.
Right, because it would have been coming off a 14 sack season after back-to-back.
Right, be
double-digit sack seasons. It's at that point, then you are going to be pushing towards top of the league money if you have to wait that long to get the deal done.
All right, 2 more. We'll play 4 and 6 here, Dylan, from Eric Armstead, and was asked about the energy that he sees not only from the coaching staff, Liam Cohen, but the GM, James Gladstone, as well. What has that done to kind of infect the team?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been a great vibe. A lot of newness, a lot of first-timers, first-time GM, first-time head coach. So with that, I think it brings a new youthful energy, and, they want to get it right. They want to nail it, and they're doing everything they can to, make a first impression, in this league. So.
One more here from Eric Armstead. He was also asked about another young player, Mason Smith, says that he thinks he's going to have a great year.
Mason's going to have a great year, too. Big jump in the NFL from year 1 to 2. Your rookie season can be very long, coming out of college and then pre-draft and all that. And, you're just trying to figure it out there. And I think he played well last season. I think he showed some flashes, and I expect him to have a great year this year and really stamp himself as a premier player in this league.
Tom, they're all going to be great.
It's going to be a phenomenal year.
Every single one of them is going to be in line.
Everybody's
for a
going to be
massive
phenomenal.
contract.
It's phenomenal.
At the end, I'm intrigued by Mason Smith and the physical ability that he has. I really am.
Yeah.
Those guys are going to be competing with each other for reps. Armstead and Smith.
Yeah, the only thing I would make sure on Mason is he's in shape. Good condition, that he can play a long series without getting winded.
Have you seen anything to indicate
that's too early to say one way or the other, but I keep an eye on things.
He talked about it last year. Yeah. He knew he needed to learn kind of how to be a pro. And I'm hoping those kind of things, like weight management, discipline, those are issues in the past. Right, and let's hope
he's got all the talent in the world. He is a mammoth of a human being. He's going to be great. It'll be fun to watch him. I mean, look, if he starts off like how he finished, he should have a good year.
All right, let's get to today's Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day. We're asking you today, by the end of this regular season, Jaguar running back Travis Etienne will be what exactly? Fill in the blank. Jags leading rusher, back up to Tootin or Bigsby, third down back, or on another team entirely. Dylan.
10-10
take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take is serviced by Ideal Conditions Heating and Air, your go-to local HVAC company, veteran owned and operated.
I'm going a little down the board on this one here. If I'm betting right now, at the start of the season, I'm betting Travis Etienne. is a member of the Jaguars. I think the possibilities are open to that not being the case, but I think that's the safer bet at the moment. But the question is, by the end of the regular season, what will he be for this football team? And look, you can blame the offensive line if you like, but Tank Bigsby ran behind the same line last year and averaged almost a full yard more per carry. They went out there and took a guy in Basil Tootin that James Gladstone talked up before the draft process took place. They were, I believe, and if you watch the hunt, it's pretty clear, ready to take Ashton Genty. They feel like they needed an upgrade at this spot for this football team. And they say like, it's okay, we trade up for Hunter, we'll get a running back somewhere else. I'm voting back up to Tootin or Bigsby by the end of the season. That's where my vote is now. Could he be the leading rusher? Absolutely, he could be. Mm-hmm. Could he be on another team? Absolutely, he could be. I think the least likely one is just the third down back is my guess. But I think they drafted Tootin with the desire that he eventually takes over this backfield. They got Bucky Irving in Tampa last year. They let the incumbent guy in Rashad White go until it became evident that the guy with more juice had to get more reps. He became the starter. I can see something similar playing out here. I'm voting back up to Tootin or Bigsby at the end of the season, Tom.
Yeah, I think a trade is unlikely for Etienne. I just don't think you're going to get the value you'd be looking for back for Etienne. And in that kind of scenario, even if you're just keeping him for one more year, having Etienne for one more year is more valuable than a 6th-round pick, in next year's draft. Is the way that I see it right now, which is what I think they could probably get back.
They get
something like that.
Just to be fair, and I understand your larger point, but they'd also clear $5 million off the cap, which they could roll into next year.
Sure. So that would certainly come into it, but then, if he were to sign somewhere else, that would go into whatever the compensatory stuff is, the formula is going to be next year. But I imagine they're going to be pretty active again next year in free agency.
And I don't think he's going to get the kind of huge money deal that's going to get you that.
But I think the most likely scenario is he's going to be here for this year.
Okay.
And looking at it that way, I agree with you. I think it's going to wind up being a backup to likely Tootin would be what I think it's going to wind up being. I think third down back would be the bottom of my list because I don't think he's a good enough blitz pickup guy for him to be the guy we rely on third down. Like, I don't think Etienne is necessarily that for the team. I think he's a good receiver coming out of the backfield for the football team. So I think he could get into a role where they're featuring him that way at some point this season because he is a backup to Tootin or Bigsby. So he might have that kind of role at some point this year. But I would go back up to Tootin or Bigsby, leading rusher, third down back on another team is how I would rank it.
All right, Tom, what do you vote?
I think if he's going to be the backup, they wouldn't keep him. There's no need to keep him. I think if Bigsby didn't fumble, like you didn't have to worry about him fumbling, he might not even be here in Etienne. I think my gut tells me Bigsby will be the workhorse and Tootin will fill in or may take over. I think his best bet is to be the third down back. Now, I agree with Tony. He doesn't pick up the blitz as well as he needs to, but neither does Tank. So can the young guys do it? Can LeKint do it? The kid out of Syracuse.
He's supposedly excellent in that.
But I don't know. I mean, because if you're not the starter, you're not carrying the workload.
See, but that's the thing about this question. Maybe you do start the season as a starter.
I think Tank's going to take over.
You do? Okay, so what is your official vote?
It's going to change. I'm going to say the third down back.
Third down back.
Yeah.
Okay, Dylan, how do you vote on this?
Back up.
Back up to Tootin or Bigsby.
Yeah, I think Tootin's going to end up being the starter by the end of the year.
And this is what we're saying by the end of the year, 2025, right? And that's cool. And look, you may reach a point where Travis Etienne's a starter for 12 weeks.
Yeah, maybe.
And the Jags are really not in playoff contention in December, and you're not bringing him back next year. Why wouldn't you get more action? And that's one path. It may not even be a case that these guys are just pushing that you have to get them on the field. It's more like, well, this is where it's going.
Yeah.
And they've shown a willingness to get out ahead of these things. Gabe Davis doesn't look like he fits in. We're not going to wait.
Right.
We're going to move on.
No, right.
So.
Well, here's the thing, though. The ball security is big, right? So Tank's
For
got
all
the
of
rep.
them, though.
No, I know, but
Tootin
Tank's got
does, too.
so does Tootin.
Yeah.
So maybe you do have to keep Travis around to make sure that those. Because think about this: first preseason game, ball's on the ground, and you're sitting there going, and it's Tank or Tootin,
right?
And you're like, oh,
right.
Well, now I got to. Maybe I do got to keep him around.
It could
You know
go
what I
that
mean?
way.
Yeah.
The poll right now, over 250 votes on this. Jags leading rusher, getting just over 50%. So half the people think he'll be the leading rusher. 24% say he'll be on another team entirely. And again, that doesn't mean necessarily in training camp. Could be at the trade deadline. Could be a lot of things.
Yep.
Back up to Tootin or Bigsby, only pulling 14.5%. Despite three of us voting for that, and third down back, which you voted for, pulling 11% right now. So we'll see
I don't know
how
why
it
you
shakes
keep
out.
him if you're not playing him. You know what I mean? Like, why
Well,
do you
because
need
you're
him
already
for?
paying him, right? I mean, you're so then the question becomes, like Tony said, is that 6th round pick next year worth more than the injury insurance he presents, the bowl security insurance he presents, the all different kind of situations? You know, that's for them to determine.
If the kid out of Syracuse can play third down, you might not need Etienne.
Maybe not.
Unless he's your workhorse.
Maybe not. That's why I think it's still a fascinating subject. Even with Liam Cohen saying, I don't know where all this talk's coming from. Again, nobody's saying that the Jags are actively shopping Travis Etienne. We're just discussing, hey, the circumstances are there that you could see a path to them saying, we're going to lean into our guys, the young guys. I mean, they've already turned over a big portion of this roster.
This is not a 4-win team. They gutted what?
Well, I mean, it was a 4-win team, and they gutted it, and it was also a 4-win team that lost
they meant it was
10
a
games
1-win
by
team.
1 score or less. So, or
That's
I guess
what they were saying.
1 score. Anyway, the case may be. So, that's all for our time. Dylan, want you fired up?
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
Mia O'Brien is here, helmets and heels, ready to take off. What's going on?
I come bearing gifts, and then I look down and I see Tony Smith's got a Dunkin' bag already. So I was so excited. It's a
Did you see
surprise.
what's in it?
Yeah, it's just a bag of tomatoes.
Yeah, I know. So it's not donuts. But I came in here, like, I told Dylan, I'm like, I'm on my way. I just have to grab a prop to deliver for the boys, even if there's no food allowed in the studio, technically. I did want to surprise you all for National Donut Day, especially because I was already planning on stopping for the 1010 crew. And then I got a text that a certain sales director was saddened that no one had brought donuts up to this point.
Is it National
Why
Donut
did a
Day?
certain sales director bring them?
What do you know?
Right. Well, I walked in and I went right to his office and I said, you ask, I deliver.
Very nice.
And but no, it's free donut day if you buy a drink at Dunkin' Donuts. But I think there's other specials going on at other donut shops around the city. But yes, I had to provide for the good people of 1010XL.
Beautiful. Well, excellent. What's coming up on the program today other than sugar consumption?
Sugar consumption, Aaron Rodgers, Tyrese Halliburton. That sounds like some sort of psychedelic dream you would have after lots of sugar. Bobby Peters is going to join us. He's written a couple books on the Shanahan-McVay tree, and he's going to break down Liam Cohen's offense for us.
Cool. All right.
So 1 o'clock.
There you go. Well, we'll be listening, Mia. Enjoy your donuts.
I'll leave them over here. Do you want any?
I'm probably good on the donut.
Well, otherwise they're going back to...
Tony's like,
You can take them back.
I haven't said no yet.
Going back to the break room. All right, Tommy Mac and Dylan, I'm going to put them in the break room. So
All right, perfect.
Someone
there
will.
we go.
Trust me,
Dylan,
someone
I'll leave them here then,
appreciates
so you get the first pick.
We
after me.
appreciate the
After
effort,
me.
whether or not we consume them. Thank you very much.
Dylan could eat the whole box and not gain an inch of
Right.
anything.
That's I ain't that guy. Now I could eat the whole box. I could eat half the box.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Give me 6 Bavarians in the fridge. I will go through that whole
Don't
half
even
dozen.
get me started on
They got to be
sugar.
in the fridge for a few hours, though.
That's the toughest addiction to get over.
Oh, I'm not. I haven't eaten a
Sugar
donut.
is tough.
Awaken 180's changed. Seriously.
No, I don't eat donuts either.
Changed
but-
my eating habits a lot.
You know what? Let me ask you seriously: donut hole or donut? I like the donut holes.
It depends on what it is. If it's a glaze, I could eat a bunch of donut holes. But if it's like a Bavarian, how do you do a?
No. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something with the filling.
Chocolate glazed donut hole.
How about yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll take them both. Tone, have a good weekend.
Thank you very much.
Hope the Braves don't blow any more 6-run leads.
Oh,
actually,
tomatoes.
I
Throw
do.
a tomato at 'em.
Actually,
Throw a
I'm
tomato.
lying. I do. Tom, star of stage and screen.
Nancy Dance Studios 40th anniversary this weekend.
Have
It's
a
gonna be fun.
great pair of performances
That's
or
right.
set of performances.
May I add Dad Bods next Saturday night at the local in Neptune Beach. We haven't
All right.
played in about 6-8 weeks. So we're
Make your
excited.
plans. Denmark, bring your A game Sunday.
Yes, sir.
All right, and everybody else have a fantastic weekend, and we'll get you ready for minicamp on Monday. Tony will have the week off. Tony, enjoy your vacation.
Thank you.
Enjoy
All
your
right.
tomatoes. Thanks to Fan Camp for stopping by, and thanks to all our 1010XL correspondents, including Mia O'Brien, who you just heard from, talking to all these players that we can bring you this audio here on Jaguars Today. Have a great weekend, everybody. We're back Monday from 10 to noon on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Maxwell House Coffee will live on forever.
Jaguars Today. You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studio.